Welcome back. Well, the Washington Post is claiming that the real reason Hillary's health is being scrutinized is because she's a woman. The article saying, quote, "Why do women feel they can't admit to being sick? You know the answer. It's because women fear showing any sign of weakness lest others presume the worst, that she's not as good as a man." But is that really the case? Well, joining me now is our mom panel: Kathy Burnett, Courtney Bonanno, Claudine Avoli, Josie Kikadi, and Nell Gibbon-Daly. Women, thanks for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. All right, Kathy, we'll start with you. Is that the case here? Because they're saying she didn't come out and say that she was sick because she was worried about the fact that she was a woman.
Yeah, no, I think it is a trite and unimaginative reach of trying to deflect Americans away from the real problem. The reason why her issue is why her health is an issue is because she could potentially be the next president. That is the reason why, and we want to make sure that the next president can actually do the job.
And Claudine, you're nodding your head. I mean, should we care about the health of whoever our next president is?
Thank you for having me. I'm a mom, I'm a woman, I'm a social worker, and I do think that we should care about the health of them, but I also believe that there's things that are going on. I'm sorry. I also believe that as a woman we have to be conscious of our health, and you know, it's also coming off the comments of that women or people that support Trump are in a basket of deplorables. So I think the fact that the health, and then also that and I'm not a hater, so I don't appreciate that comment, so you add that with the health issue.
Well, and she is the first woman nominee for President. Josie, is she getting special treatment because of that? I think that's the real question here.
Well, that is exactly the question. It's not about being a woman. It's about entitlement. As a woman, is she entitled to get special treatment as Hillary Clinton, more importantly?
Right.
I feel like, I think historically she's been brushed upon, you know, as far as looking at the facts. We haven't been looking at the real picture, and where that's all I have to say.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
You know, unfortunately, I think that if this had happened to Trump, right, then
that's how you always have to look at it.
Right,
Put it in the other person's
exactly.
shoes, right?
Like the camp would be like saying like, oh, there's, you know, his health would be the one that would be scrutinized. The thing that's interesting for me here is that what is the press not talking about because they're so obsessed with Hillary Clinton's health, right? And it deflects from us talking about real policy concerns and issues in this election.
But her health is a real issue. Because what we saw on that video is very disturbing. Not only does it seem like her campaign is falling apart, but now it seems like she herself is falling apart. And that is a real issue. Because we see these people get into office one day, the next day, they have a ton of gray hair. It's a stressful job. And can she do the job?
It's the toughest job in the world. And you brought up, Nell, policy and how we've got to focus on that. And there's been a lot of talk over the past few months about Donald Trump and struggling with the women vote. But Courtney, I mean, he's really been making an effort as of recently, especially with the help of his daughter Ivanka, talking about the importance of a woman's role, a mother's role, and changing some of the policies that we have. Is he doing better, you think, than the media lays out?
I think so, and I think that he's certainly doing better than some of the Republicans in the past. I think women and moms especially are happy to hear that he's talking about maternity leave. He's talking about, you know, updating the flexible spending account to be a dependent care account, so you're not losing that benefit. It's actually extending beyond the working parent to all people that want to take advantage of it. So I think that's a great thing. I, for one, I've lost out on that, where I've, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. You know, you've got all this money.
You guys all know firsthand what it's like.
And attachment, research shows that attachment parenting and building the bonds of the child and the mother in the first 6 weeks, and if that's something that he can do to help this country build the family structure and make the family stronger, I think that's going to be preventative.
But the reality is, if we're talking about that issue, Hillary Clinton's plan is still much more comprehensive than Donald Trump's is. He's only offering women, what is it, 6 weeks? She's offering 12 to 14
But
weeks.
how do we even know, since we haven't even seen her? She only graces those who are paying high ticket.
Well, and I think that's why we're talking a lot about Trump, because he's been out there so much with Ivanka, and we've been hearing about this the last few days. Do you think, Josie, he has been underestimated recently with how women feel about him?
I do. And in fact, I think that Trump's plan is an effort to attract Democrat voters the conglomerate of moderate Republicans.
Because he needs them in order to win. We've all looked at the
Exactly.
electoral map. I mean, he needs the women, right? He needs independence.
And I think with this addition to having maternity leave, I mean, he certainly has my vote.
Yes, and with the families, we need to build the structure of the families preventatively so that we don't have to be reacting all the time for damages that have been done down the road.
Yeah,
And isn't that the kind of president we want? Instead of someone coming to the table and calling half the population a basket of deplorables and irredeemables, knowing that one day you may actually have to govern all of those deplorables and irredeemable people.
Right.
But to see Trump saying, hey, listen, I need your vote, so I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get your vote.
Right.
I'm going to touch you where you live. I'm going to make you feel as though you're important to me.
This has really
That's what we want.
Loved having you guys here this morning. Thanks so much for waking up early and for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.